So I was about to do a blog post for you for your content marketing, and look how nice it is out here. I think I'd rather do a video post. So because we run a content marketing company, we're normally checking out people's websites, competitors, our client sites. Then we've spotted what makes sites really powerful in terms of getting people to come back again and again, and it's this: the content on the blog is actionable. And what I mean by that is somebody can read it, they can follow it step by step, they can put it into action, and guess what? They're going to associate you with the result they get. So here's an example. So here's one of my favourite blogs. It's a guy called Flynn, and he runs a blog called smartpassiveincome.com, which I spend an inordinate amount of time reading. And the reason is, first of all, he's a great presenter, he's a great blogger, he communicates really well. And I'll just show you this page here, which is one of the starting pages. And you'll see he's broken down his blog post into beginner posts, seasoned blogger posts, and advanced stuff, and podcast sessions as well. So again, this is a tip within itself. If you've got a lot of content, start to break it down into manageable chunks. But what you'll see here is everything on his blog you can take action upon. So how not to be a newbie blogger when you're a newbie blogger, how to really profit from your blog. He's got WordPress plugin stuff, 22 take away actions to become a remarkable blogger. Loads and loads of stuff here that you can use, take action on, get results on. And me personally, I've done that. At Callaway Green, we've done that. We use this as one of our resources. So that's what I mean by actionable content. So it's all about sharing really useful content with your audience. It sounds really simple, and it is to a degree, but it's hard to find the right content and also to attract the right people. So we've got 3 steps here, and the first step is first to choose the right topic. Now you can do this, we've covered this many ways in previous posts, but you predominantly do this by working out what clients ask for the most, what your clients complain about the most, what the industry talks about the most. These are the things your clients will be searching for. If they find you, they'll trust you above the competition. And again, here's an example. So this is Tina Blake's blog. Tina is a public speaker trainer. She trains people how to perform incredibly well on stage and get their message across. And one of the ways she attracts clients is through the blog. And this is one of the recent posts, 5 ways to beat speaker anxiety. Now, Tina knows from experience and from working with clients and spending time talking to her clients that this is one of the big issues anybody has when they go on stage. They get anxious, they worry, they stress that it's not going to come across correctly. So this blog post goes through steps that are actionable, people can take, and it will make a difference to their next presentation. So she goes through breathing, she goes through drinking water, she goes through developing a routine of positive thinking. She talks about planning, and then about how you must practice all the time to get the right tone, the right countenance in your voice, all these different things. So she's covered all that in one blog post, and somebody reading that gets a really good idea of what they can do the next time they speak. And then ideally, somewhere further down the line, they'll hopefully give Tina a call or engage with Tina in some way that they can have some proper training. And the next thing to consider is how can you turn that into a story, not just a bland blog post, we did this, we did that, someone did this, someone did that. And the thing is to think about the results and the success of your products or your service. I was chatting with a dentist the other week, and he builds dentures for people. And some of these customers beforehand wouldn't go out in public, they wouldn't eat in public, they were embarrassed about the way they looked, but the surgery and the service that he did for them means their confidence grew. So he tells those stories rather than saying, you know, we build these dentures, they're XYZ in them, yada yada yada, all the nitty-gritty stuff that's important, but not as important as a story, because people resonate with stories, people understand stories. And Apple are the kings of doing this, but everyone uses those as an example. So I found a different one for you to watch here. So this site's called startupcamp.com. It's run by a guy called Partridge, who's run some incredible companies. And what he's doing now is he's taking all that knowledge and he's training other people how to do startups. Now, he could get very technical about this. He could say, you need to do this, 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 and this. But one of the styles of his blogging that makes him really engaging is the storytelling part. Now,
here's an example of a post: 3 toxic lies that will kill your dreams. So he's obviously talking about planning, dreaming, visualizing the kind of business you want, but he's put it into a story format where he's talking about how he went through a life-changing process, some of the advice that was given to him that was really damaging. So he's turned this into a blog post, and these are different lies that he was told, they weren't useful, and his advice instead. So this storytelling process is really powerful because it gets you right under the skin of the person who's telling you the story. You can relate, and you can start to bring that into your own world as well. So think about how that works in your business. What stories can you tell? Most of us have got some kind of thing we've been through, adversity or challenge that we've overcome. Or maybe you've got customers that have overcome challenges. So think through how you can tell those stories.
So if the topic of the post doesn't fit into a story format, and not all of them will, then the next best thing is to build a step-by-step process type post. And what I mean by this is, for example, I set up a podcaster 2 years ago, and I did it from scratch. I had no idea how to run one, just thought it'd be good fun to run a podcast. So I found a post on a site that I go back to now all the time, and he wrote step by step, really long post, how to set up a podcast, the mistakes to avoid, the best software to use, best way to go about it. I follow that step by step, and now I've got a successful podcast that I run, and I will never forget that the original advice came from a particular site. So what can you teach step by step to your audience, to your clients, that will stick you in their mind, that will make you the experts in what you do? Because it's so important now that you do that when there's so much competition out there. So again, I've got an example for you.
So here's an example where the topic's pretty serious, and someone who's running a company that is going through a tough time, or having cutbacks, or struggling with cash flow, they're looking for solutions, and Hired Online, which is a recruitment company, have created a great blog post, how to keep your staff motivated during tough times. And there's steps in here that a company can go through. So don't take your stress out on employees, don't lie about the situation, praise hard work but not too much, to have an open door policy. You need to attack rumours head on. So this blog's created with the purpose of, here's some structure around keeping your staff motivated. So even really serious subjects like this, you can blog about them, you can put them into a structured format, and people can follow these through. And again, Hired Online now are becoming really popular within the recruitment world for giving this really good advice away. So again, think through, how can this work in your world?
So that's it. I finished my walk, I finished my video with you. Make great content, make it actionable, do great list posts, work out what it is that your audience wants to know about, make sure you're the ones telling them about it. So you can find more information from us on callawaygreen.co.uk. We've got a blog there with loads and loads of useful information. Or if you're on Facebook, find out us on the Small Business Content Marketing Group. Just search for us, you'll find us. I'll put the link below the video in YouTube.